Welcome to Newsworthy Stories with Jacqueline Jimenez. Are you ready for a workcation? That's right, a workcation. Well, I did, and I took one myself. And what I discovered was so amazing, so rewarding, that I decided to invite you to join me for the next one. Hello, I'm Jacqueline Jimenez, and I'm live here on Deerfield Beach. And I have just spent 2.5 days doing research on what? A workcation. Man, I tell you how rewarding it was to have this workation. And that was just taste of what I was able to do. And this is an idea that I have pondered for a while, since last year, of taking a workation. It's not always easy to stop working, but to be able to change my atmosphere in a way that was so positive, it would create energy, creativity. And that's exactly what it did. So now I have come up with Bring Your Business to the Beach Breakfast and Retreat. I actually was talking to Audra Durham at the time, and now she's Audra Cohill, and she's of the Wyndham Resort in Deerfield Beach, Florida. And so I was talking to her about this idea, and we were at the Coffee and Connections. That's something that the Chamber of Commerce puts on, the Deerfield Beach Council puts on. And that's how I actually got inside the Wyndham. I started meeting the business owners there and the professionals and executives that were coming there to network. And I have been going to this beach for 11 years, but usually just, driving by looking for a parking space. But those coffee and connections took me inside the Wyndham. And when I got in there, I realized how many opportunities were available at this hotel. And I was like, this is a great place, for XYZ, and I started to think, I would love to just stay here, but I could never justify it. Oh my gosh. Does anyone hear me when I say I could not justify this? And what I mean by that is I literally live maybe 20 minutes from the beach, 20 minutes from this beach. And that was my biggest stumbling block, is that I would not justify going to this resort when I was 20 minutes away. And finally, I decided, I'm not only going to come and stay, because I was at another Coffee and Connections, and then I saw Audra, and I was like, you know what, Audra, I would like to take advantage of, the deal that you had shared with me. And she gave me a good rate, great rate to stay at the hotel. But at that time, I didn't wasn't planning on doing this. I wasn't planning on working on this in particular. I was, I had other projects to work on, and but also take advantage of the scenery. It is so beautiful. Look at this. This is the inside of the Cafe Med, as they call it. It's right on the beach. I mean, Deerfield Beach, this resort is right on the beach. You don't have to kill yourself. Look at that view. This is exactly what my room looked like. And so here I am on the beach enjoying this view and doing my work, if you will. And just being able to open the door, hear the sound of the ocean in the background. It was just very calming for me. I was on my own schedule. I knew no one was going to come in the room, because I work from home often and go, in and out depending on if I have a shoot or not. But here I was able to be energized. My creativity came, but I began to focus. And as soon as I got there, I instantly knew that I was going to start putting this event together. And it just kept coming together like I took a walk down the beach and I was just going to walk down the beach or run as I call it, walk a little bit, run a little bit. And I just kept pulling out my phone. Oh no, got to take a picture of that. Got to see video of this. I need people to know about this and these ideas, because Deerfield Beach is in a development state. There's so many opportunities to work at the hotel. There's so many opportunities to enjoy what's around it. And what was great is that I literally was dropped off at the beach. I didn't even have my car there, so I couldn't even escape. So that was also a good thing, that I took the time to be dropped off so that I wouldn't run home. I wouldn't run home, if that makes sense. So, not that you have to do that, but it's something that was good for me. I needed to stay put, and to think about what it was I really wanted to do. And so even the places that I've been, I tried new things. And I'll tell you what, one of the things that I tried was a salad at the Well Rib, which was the best salad I've ever had. And that's not, I was like, what did they put in this? And it was spinach, it was shrimp, it was avocados, it was tomatoes, and I think bacon bits, But that combination, oh my goodness, it was so good. In fact, I had it 2 days in a row. And that was the Well Rib. So the reason I'm doing this is simply that I love Deerfield Beach. I don't live in Deerfield Beach, but I play in Deerfield Beach. And this happened to me when I used to live in Miami. And South Beach was my beach. And I would go to South Beach and I would rollerblade for hours, right? And every time I went on vacation, I hated it because I just wanted to get back to my beach. Well, that's kind of how I feel about Deerfield's my beach. And I'm not just talking about right on the beach. I'm talking about on the other side of the bridge, on the intercoastal side. You've got the Cove. And the Cove is you can see the restaurant right there in the picture. You see the bridge up. And a lot of times when you go over that bridge, if you don't look down, you're going to miss the Cove altogether. But it is filled with livelihood, okay? People go there. Right next to it is a marina. They have boats where you can, take out and go deep sea fishing and everything. But you get to watch all the yachts and smaller boats, coast by. And a lot of times they'll pull up and they can dock right at the restaurant. So you get to watch them, wheeling these huge yachts, $1 million yachts, while you're eating and people watching, and the food is great. So the food is really good too. And so that's exciting every time I go, but it's one of my favorite places to go and just people watch the boats. You feel the breeze, it's good people watching. And like I said, the best fish and chips I've ever had. best fish and chips I've ever had. And as you can see, there's all kinds of different seating. There's kind of indoor-outdoor seating as well, and just a great time. Also, in that area on the other side of the bridge, you're going to find the Sticky Bun. And I also went there recently, and I actually had that beautiful salad right there. But, you know, their claim to fame is they have the best key lime pie. And as you can see it there, so you have to go and try it. They have wellness centers in there, French restaurants, Asian cuisine. It is just very lively. But here's another reason. I know so many people in the construction area, especially women in construction, right? The women empowering women in development, you know. They're a huge force here in South Florida and, you know, around. When I was walking and running around Deerfield Beach on this particular workcation, I noticed there was a lot of development. And just because I've spoken to the city officials in Deerfield, I know it's they're doing a 100-year centennial celebration right now, and so there's a lot of development. And I don't want you to miss those opportunities. This hotel, former hotel, is right on the beach, and it is now for sale. Oh my goodness. I'm sure it comes with a pretty price tag as well. But there are other developments like that in and around Deerfield Beach that really are for the picking. And I tell you what, you're going to turn twice, and that's what happened on South Beach. I remember when I was in college, I came down to South Beach, and there was nothing but retirement homes and maybe one establishment or two establishments. We had come down in college with a fashion show, and there were nothing but retirees sitting around and abandoned buildings. Those buildings along South Beach, they were abandoned when I first, boy, if I knew today what I knew back then, I would have invested. So right now, to me, those same type of investment opportunities are available on Deerfield Beach. So I'd like you to come, and I'd like to bring those people to the table, and I hope that you will come, and then you can bring your business to the table and talk about what you can offer this city and vice versa. I really think that surrounding cities like Coral Springs, Parkland, all these cities that are only, 15, 20 minutes away, Pompano Beach, Boca, all of these areas can work together and help one another. One of the things I only noticed, at least that I could find, was one, golf course in Deerfield Beach to speak of. There might be some smaller community size, but I only saw one. And so to me, again, nearby Boca Raton, this one's in Coral Springs, the Country Club of Coral Springs, Florida, which is where Carter Bonus of Spectrum Golf, that's his home golf course. I know I've done a billion stories on Carter, but these golf courses can partner with the Wyndham in Deerfield Beach, because when I was there, I was going through the activities and looking for things, and I think like people who have transportation vehicles, like Shannon Charlton, with the Neves Transportation, NIVES transportation. If you have vehicles, then you can transport guests to these golf courses. And these golf courses can have clinics, for the guests. I was really taken back because while I was there, I was looking at some of the activities that were being offered, the flyers, when you go to a hotel, they tell you what's nearby, and one of the places they were sending people was to the Everglades. And I'm thinking, if you can go from Deerfield to the Everglades, then you can definitely go to a golf course, in Coral Springs, because it's much closer, and have a golf clinic. There's so many, I wish I could of right? And so to me, a workcation is one of those times that the things that you wish you could do, take a golf clinic, something like that, that we all know they do business on the golf course. So that's worth working on, you know, is to how do I take that first step? How do I get involved with golfing? How do I do that? How do I create relationships on the golf course? Can I be a vendor for a golf course? And so just talking through and talking with the different businesses on the beach and the things that they have to offer, I think this workation on the beach is the idea that I have. So let me be very, very clear. The idea behind the workation is certainly a selfish one. Because, in part, the reason I wanted this workation is because every time I finally got to the beach, right? When I finally got there, somebody was rushing me. I always had to come back, take somebody somewhere, be taxi mom or whatever it was. And I was just like, I can't. I live in South Florida, and it's painful. I don't know, wherever you live, when you live in South Florida and you live 20 minutes from the beach, and you watch these beautiful days come and go, and you're like, I cannot enjoy them. Not even on the weekends, right? Sometimes, because you're just running. And so this workation was born out of the fact that I live in South Florida, the place where I vacation for 8 years before I finally was like, people live here. I want to live here. I can live and work here. And that's what I did. That's how I got to South Florida. I used to vacation here. And so now I workcation here, right? But I really was finding that I was not getting enough beach time. And in South Florida, I want to remind the professionals and the executives who live here to enjoy the fruits of their labor. We have a beautiful place to live. And it's not just for the tourists that come here, it's for us too. And sometimes we need to be reminded of how easy it is to enjoy the fruits. It's okay to enjoy the fruits of our labor. We work very hard. We work very, very hard. And so why not make sure we incorporate that? So one of the things that came out of this workation was a reminder of not only was it okay for me that even though I live 20 minutes from the beach, I could stay on the beach because I really love it. And I don't really want to go anywhere else to stay on the beach. I mean, there are lots of places to go, yes. But when I come to my beach and I'm comfortable because I know where everything is, I know the food is good, I know the restaurants are good, I don't have to do anything but be. And we want to do this not just Deerfield Beach, although I do want to do one more at least in Deerfield Beach, back to back Deerfield Beach. But I'm also what? Lauderdale by the Sea, Pompano Beach, Fort Lauderdale Beach, Sunrise, wherever, Boca and beyond. And so we want to repeat this so that we can create those relationships. So not only when we have a Bring Your Business to the Beach event, we can create those relationships with the hotels along the beach so that when our workforce needs a break, they will work with us and we can work with them. And I think that's the bigger, is that let's grow our businesses, but let's grow our health and our wealth at the same time.
a lot of good things and a lot of good movement that's happening right now in Deerfield Beach, aside from this beach area. There's a whole other part of Deerfield Beach to include, you know, Avery's wonderful hotel and other locations, parks and recreation, businesses, corporations. There's reasons why Deerfield is what it is.
There's so many exciting things that are going on, but most importantly, it's about the talent that we're surrounded by.
Try and promote mostly restaurants, lodging, and shopping and excursions. I'm Rick Tobin. I'm here outside the Sticky Bun at the Cove in Deerfield Beach, and just had lunch with some people from the Deerfield Council of the Greater Fort Lauderdale Chamber, and we're doing some projects to try and support our local community, try and go out and have lunch. We all eat lunch anyway, we might as well come out and have lunch and network a little bit. So we came to Sticky Bun, and I'd never actually been here before, but it was highly recommended. Inside here's half my Cuban sandwich, which is a terrific Cuban sandwich made here. Everything's made here on site. They tell me they have the best key lime pie in town. Met the owner, and you can have a lunch meeting here and support your local community, network, and have fun and eat well. So, see you around town.
Hello, I'm Jacqueline Jimenez, and I'm live here on Deerfield Beach, and I have just spent 2.5 days doing research on what? A workcation.